Most small business owners asking this question are not really asking about location. They are asking, will I actually get the same quality of work? And is it going to be more work for me to manage someone remote? Here is the short answer first. Hire in person if your work genuinely requires physical presence. Hire a virtual assistant if it does not. The problem is that most small business owners overestimate how much of their admin and operational work actually requires someone in the room. And that overestimate is costing them significantly in salary, benefits, and overhead. I'm Jeff, CRO and co-founder of ClearDesk. We have helped more than 2,000 small business owners make this decision. And the framework I am going to walk you through is the one we use in almost every first conversation. Let's start with the only question that actually matters when you are making this decision. Does the work require physical presence, or does it require skills, reliability, and good communication? That is the filter. Everything else flows from it. If the answer is physical presence, someone needs to be in your office, in your facility, hands-on with equipment or clients or a physical environment, and then in-person is the right call. No remote arrangement replaces that. But if the answer is skills, reliability, and communication, so if the work is scheduling, documentation, inbox management, billing follow-up, recruiting support, client communication, data entry, reporting, then physical presence is not a requirement. It is a preference, and preferences have a price tag. Let me walk you through the cost difference, because this is where the decision usually becomes clear. A full-time in-person hire, even an entry to mid-level administrative employee, costs between $50,000 and $75,000 per year. When you factor in salary, employer payroll taxes, health insurance, paid time off, office space, and equipment. That is the real number, not just the salary line. A dedicated virtual assistant through ClearDesk starts at around $2,500 per month, $30,000 per year, full-time with no payroll taxes, no benefits, no office overhead, and no equipment costs. The savings run up to 60% compared to a local hire. For a small business, that gap is not a rounding error. That is a budget line that changes what growth looks like. Now, let me walk through the scenarios where in-person is genuinely the right answer. In-person makes sense when the role involves direct patient or client care that cannot be done remotely. It makes sense when the work requires access to physical files, on-site equipment, or a secure facility that cannot be accessed remotely. If any of those apply to the specific role you are filling, hire in person. Do not try to force a remote arrangement. But here is what I see far more often. An agency owner who assumes work needs to be in office because that is how they have always done it. Scheduling has always been handled by someone at the front desk. Billing has always been done in the back office. Recruiting has always been managed by someone down the hall. None of those functions require a physical location. They require a capable person with the right tools, the right training, and reliable hours. Often better than a local hire because the hiring pool is not limited to whoever lives within commuting distance. Now, let me address the management question directly because this concern tips most people toward in-person. The assumption is that managing someone in person is easier than managing someone remotely. If you hire a VA with no clear task structure, no defined communication cadence, and no way to track what is getting done, managing them will feel harder than having someone at the desk down the hall. But a well-structured virtual arrangement is not harder to manage than an in-person one. It is different. The management happens through a daily written recap. What was completed, what was flagged, what is pending. The communication happens through WhatsApp or Slack asynchronously, so it does not interrupt your day. The check-in is a 10 to 15-minute conversation in the morning, and after that, the VA works independently. Once the structure is in place, the management is lighter than most people expect. With structure, remote works. Now, let me give you a practical framework for making this decision. Ask yourself these 4 questions. First, does this role require the person to be physically present to do the work? Not prefer it, require it. If the honest answer is no, cross in-person off the list as a requirement and evaluate it purely on cost and fit. Second, how much of the role is recurring and repeatable versus variable and judgment intensive? Recurring Repeatable work, scheduling, documentation, follow-up, data entry, reporting is ideal for a virtual assistant. Highly variable work that requires constant real-time judgment calls is better suited for someone on site. Third, what is the fully loaded cost difference between the two options? Do the actual math. If the gap is $15,000 to $35,000 per year, that deserves to factor into the decision. Fourth, are you willing to put a simple daily structure in place for a remote working relationship? If the honest answer is no, if you know you will not commit to a morning check-in and a daily recap, then a virtual arrangement will underperform regardless of how good the VA is. Structure is what makes remote work. If you cannot build it, in person may genuinely be easier for you. At ClearDesk, we accept less than 0.5% of applicants. We vet for industry-specific roles with software training and HIPAA compliance. If you want to work through this decision, book a consultation with our team at the link in our description. Thanks for watching.